Hi, my name is Kirby Bell, and I'm the Coleman Hall Director. I work within the Office of Residence Life, and I'm also one of the staff members who's working on RA recruitment and selection. And so we wanted to make a short video of an overview of the OneApp so that you kind of know what's coming up. And if you have any questions, hopefully this video will help. So first off, I want to show you how do you get to the OneApp. So when you get back on campus, or if you're on campus over winter break, you will see posters all over the place about the OneApp. So scan the QR code on those, or another super easy way is Googling Xavier University Resident Assistant. Let's click on this first one right here. This is going to bring you to the Office of Residence Life page. Then you click on OneApp. This is going to pull up this lovely site. So this is a great, helpful place to learn about the OneApp. There's a couple of things that you're going to need on here, but there is some great information about the different positions, who to contact, all of the things. And then you click here to access the 2020-2021 OneApp. You can also click down here. Either one works. And it's going to bring you here. So this is the OneApp. So this is going to be the application that you can fill out to apply to so many different positions on campus. We're going to walk through it. I've already inputted some information in here, so this is obviously not going to pop up on yours, but we're going to go through it together. So first off, basic information. Obviously, please put your name. Make sure that you're clicking on yourself too and check the email that you're going to select. If you do it, the email will show up right here just to make sure, because you may have the same name as someone else on campus. Then you go through, insert some other basic information, all sorts of questions, select one of the following of your race, all of these different things. The next biggest piece of this is what positions are you applying for? You have to select all that you want so that it will bring up all of the supplemental things that you need to do. If you want to apply to be an RA, you got to select Resident Assistant. Ours is up here first because it's due on January 27th, which is the first deadline out of all of the applications. So super good to know and just a good deadline to know. So click on Resident Assistant. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is upload an activity list. So you may be thinking, where do I find an activity list? What do I do? We go back to the one-stop shop. So this is, again, the One for All application, or the OneApp page. You can click right here to upload an activity list. This will download a file onto your computer that you can fill out. It's very simple. You're going to talk about what you've been doing this year and then what you plan on keeping for next year. We understand that not everything is final, and that's completely okay. Your best guesses is what we're looking for. Now you go into some general application questions. You're going to talk about 3 skills. You would type it here. This is talking about how would you contribute to advancing diversity and inclusion efforts through your intended roles. Again, you would type it here. Both of these questions, your responses should be 250 words or less. If you go over 250, it will not let you continue. So just so that you know that, you would type them directly into here. You don't need to submit anything. You don't need to attach anything. Just type them on right here. Now we get to the resident assistant part of this. So there is a supplemental piece for the RA job, and that's what we're going to walk through today. This is the lovely video that you're watching now. If you would like a transcript, please email Marcy Walton. Here is her email, and she can definitely give you a transcript. From there, you have a couple of things that you have to do to become an RA. One of them is attend an information session. So we had one on December 7th. We will have one on Tuesday, January 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. If neither of those dates and times work for you, no worries. We definitely understand, and we have a recorded version. The link to the recorded version is right here. If you choose to do the recorded version, you have to do the knowledge check. If you attend in person, you don't have to do a knowledge check. So whichever works best for you. I know sometimes it's helpful to have the recorded version. And even if you went to the live version, sometimes it's nice to be able to review what happened. So click on this link at any time. The next is the job description. So by selecting this button right here, you're accepting that you have read the RA job description. This is super important, and we really encourage you, and is necessary to complete the application, to read the job description and to really read it. We never want part of the job to be surprising to you, and so this is a big deal. We also have put some COVID considerations in our job description, understanding that we don't really know what COVID will look like for next year, but we wanted you to be ready and prepared with some of the things that we've been doing this year. If you have questions about the RA job description, again, you can contact Marcy Walton. Her information is above. The next piece is the references. So we ask that everyone who is applying to be an RA have at least one reference. A reference can be a faculty or staff member at Xavier, or a student leader that you've interacted with in a meaningful way, or a former employer that's not associated with Xavier at all. Any of those three are phenomenal options. What we do ask, though, is that you do not have a family member or a friend submit your reference. Those we found are not always the best references because they're biased and they really enjoy you, which is a great thing, but we do ask that it is a faculty or staff member at Xavier, a student leader that you've interacted with in a meaningful way, or a former employer. Can, but does not have to be associated with Xavier. So you are going to put their information down here. Something that is super important. You are going to be responsible for emailing the reference link to your reference. That is on you. So you will send them this lovely link right here, just this one. From there, they will fill it out. It is not a hard form. It will not take them a super long time, but it is your responsibility as a candidate to email that to them. If this online form is not completed by Wednesday, January 27th, 2021 at noon Eastern Standard Time, so when the general RA application is due, your application will not be considered. It is your responsibility to follow up to make sure that your reference has been submitted and all of those things. So again, just want to reiterate, it is your responsibility to send the link to your references. Huge, just want to make sure you know. So again, we require one reference. If you would like to do another, that's phenomenal, but you don't have to. And you can only have 2 references. And then you have to either retain or waive your right to access your references. This doesn't have any bearing on your application. It's just good for us to know. Next, you have to do a personality test. So as we're choosing staff teams, we try to pick the most diverse and the best staff team that we can with a balance of personalities. So this personality test is not going to be reviewed in the hiring piece of this. It's only going to be used when we're placing staff teams. So essentially what that means is that if you're an ESTJ like me, that doesn't mean you're going to be hired or not hired. It's just helpful when we are placing teams. So you're going to take the 16 personalities, which is right down here, and it's going to tell you what you are. And then you just select from this lovely drop-down menu right here. Next, you're going to do population interest information. So please click all of the populations that you are interested in working with. We have RAs in all different types of areas across campus, and so we want to know what you're most interested in. Next, we are going to ask another question. So this is talking about how you would work with upperclassmen students, so sophomores, juniors, and seniors. About 45% of all of our RAs work with upperclassmen, and so there is a great possibility you could be working with them too. So we ask that you answer this question. You would obviously give a lot more detail than I did, but answer us and let us know what you think. From there, you're going to talk to us about your plans to study abroad and your graduation plans, just so we know that you can do the full year as an RA. And then you're going to upload a personal expression. All of the details about the personal expression are here. One of the most important pieces of this is that we need you to upload it in a PDF, JPEG, or PNG. We cannot take anything that's pages related. We cannot take anything out of those 3. So again, PDF, JPEG, PNG is what we are looking for. Those are the easiest to download and will also work on every computer. So please don't upload anything else. Next are the role modeling and the training statements. Please click on these both, read them, and then once you've read them, select that you've acknowledged that you've read it. So the role modeling statement is talking about how we ask all RAs to be a role model and what the role modeling means. And then the training statement is talking about what trainings you go through, the dates, the times, all of those things so that you know them way far in advance. GPA. So GPA is a big one. For GPA checks, we either need you to be above a 2.5 in your semester and your cumulative, or if you are below that, you can submit essentially a little essay talking about what happened, why you're below a 2.5, and what you're going to do from there. So again, you would upload the file here. This is super important though. We either have a Word document or a PDF. Pages does not download on any of our computers, so we cannot have a Pages document. we again need either a Word document or a PDF. So super, super, super important. Conduct checks is very similar to grades. You, by clicking here, are giving us permission to check your conduct. From there, if you have been found responsible for any policy violation while you're a Xavier student, we ask that you upload a file talking to us about why you were found responsible, how you've worked past that, and what you've done from here. This is super important. Students who want to apply to be RAs cannot be on university probation or on residence life probation. We understand with some of the COVID sanctions this year specifically, residence life probation may be part of your sanction history. If that is the case, we ask, and we really do require you, to submit a little essay to us talking about what happened, what you've learned from here, and how you're moving on. So, just because you were on one of these things does not necessarily bar you from applying to the RA position, but if you have any conduct history, you have to submit something to let us know what happened, but really how you've grown from there. And then any special health concerns, this is super important with COVID specifically, and so we ask that you definitely fill out this piece over here. Candidate roundtable discussions. So these are going to be discussions that you have with professional staff in the residence life office and other students at Xavier. So every candidate will need to go through this. They are going to be Saturday, January 30th, 2021. If you cannot attend, you will need to talk to our selection committee, and more details will be followed up with on that. But you will need to select your preferences for what roundtable discussion that you would like to attend. You can do Saturday morning, Saturday early afternoon, or late afternoon. For me, I'm working the whole day, so I don't have a preference because I don't, honestly. But select what works best for you. And then you also have to sign up for an interview. So each candidate is asked to do 2 individual interviews. These are going to be 30-minute interviews, and this is super important to our process. And so please make sure that when this sign up comes out, you sign up for 2. And then you will give some more basic information. So where do you live, cell phone number, email address, your permanent address that is not your on-campus address. And then you acknowledge when the due date of the application is, again, Wednesday, January 27th, 2021 at noon. And then here are some terms and conditions. You hit agree, and then you submit, and you're done. That was obviously a very fast overview of the application, but hopefully answers some question and helps you go through it. If you have any questions throughout this, you can ask your RA, your hall director, or you can email any questions to Marcy. Again, her contact information is at the top of the application. So we wish you so well. We know you're going to have an amazing application, and we can't wait to read your application materials soon. Thanks. Bye.